Welcome to Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. Here the subject is macroeconomics, or it is called principle of economics, or it is called business economics, and the topic is Say's law of market. It's written out there available at my blog. Welcome to the revision series. In the unit 1, these 3 questions, they are very important. Explain Say's law of market, discuss theory of Keynesian theory of income and employment, explain classical theory of employment. These 3 question and topics, they are very important. The possibility of 2 certainly out of these 3 topics. So the chapter Say's law of market, these 3 questions could come in this form. Answer we have to write in, answer that is to be written, that is the same material, same content which I am going to explain you in this video, that has to be written under these 3 questions. Supply creates its own demand, explain and criticize, bring out the main implication of Say's law of market, what are the drawback, what are the shortcoming, criticize. General overproduction and general employment, they are impossible. Critical examine the statement. Basically, this is the only one question. This is only one question which could be asked in these 3 different forms. So hints for writing the answer to discuss the law of Say's market. Time management is very much essential. You have to write the paper in a balanced way. Don't waste your time in writing only 1 or 2 questions. Sheet management is also very important because most of the university, they don't give you the extra sheet. So how we are going to attempt the question? General introduction to the Say's law, assumptions, modern statement of the Say's law of market, implication we have to write very brief, and criticism only 1 or 2 lines, that is the explanation. So classical theory is based on the Say's law of market. The Say's law of market provide the basic condition on which macroeconomic framework of classical theory is based. Supply creates its own demand. The fundamental conclusion of the classical economists is that economy will always have full employment, and it will achieve the full employment automatically. There is no government intervention. That is possible through the free flow of demand and supply. Say has given a brief law relating to market in his book Economic Politic. Say's law of market, supply creates its own demand. In the words of JBC, it's production which creates the market for goods. The law asserts that every producer supply his goods to the market in order to get the other goods in exchange for it. So every producer is producing goods for his own consumption, for exchanging with other products. He believed that in the long run, there is a tendency toward the equality of the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. So whatever is produced, that is sold in the market. So there is no possibility of overproduction. So what is the basic argument of Say's law of market? The law explained that a person will produce a commodity for 2 purposes. Either he will consume it for himself, or he will exchange for other commodities. In this way, a person will supply equal to the demand. So supply is always equal to demand. The law is focused on that every producer supply his goods in the market in order to get other things in exchange for them. Whenever a producer produces goods in the market, definitely he pays remuneration to the factors of production, like wages to the labor, interest to the capital, rent to the land, and the profit to the entrepreneur. These are the income of the factors of production, and they go to the market and buy the things. So by providing purchasing power to the factors of production, every supply generates the demand. So level of demand is equal to the level of supply. JP says supply creates its own demand. According to JS Mill, consumption coexists with the production. There is production, and due to the production, the factors of production get the income. They go to the market and they spend on the consumption. So production is the cause, and that is the sole cause of demand. And here the supply is always equal to the demand. There is no possibility of overproduction. Say's law is also applicable to the monetary economy. Aggregate demand is equal to consumption plus investment, which is equal to aggregate supply. Saving is always equal to investment. If saving is more than the investment, then the rate of interest will fall, and then when the rate of interest will fall, people will demand more investment. So saving and investment will be automatically, they will be equal to each other. So what are the assumptions? The market is perfectly competitive economy, and there is flexible prices. It means the adjustment is possible through the demand and supply. Automatic adjustment is there. Price, wage rate, rate of interest, they are perfectly flexible. Government does not have to intervene. If the demand is less than the supply, then the price will reduce, and when the price will reduce, the people will demand more, so demand will be equal to supply. If there is unemployment, it will have only for a short duration. Wage rate will fall. Due to the falling of the wage rate, people will demand more labor, so the level of employment will rise in the same, and the full employment level will be restored back. In the same way, there is a automatic equality of the saving and investment. Money as a whale. Money is only a medium of exchange, and all money is spent. State does not interfere. There is a laissez-faire policy. Unlimited opportunity for labor and capital. Supply of labor and capital is elastic. As the volume of goods goes on increasing, the size of the market will go on also extending, and this theory is applicable in the long period. And here the goods, they are produced according to the consumer's preference. Say's law is also applicable to the barter economy. Whenever a producer brings goods to the market for sale or creates supply in order to get the other goods in exchange. Say's law is also applicable to the monetary economy. Monetary economy means where money is exchanged for buying the things. It also applies to the monetary economy. According to them, money serves only as a medium of exchange. Whenever a producer sells his products, he gets his income in terms of money, and he will spend the money to buy other goods and services. So here the production is made, production generates the income, income generates the demand, and the demand generates the further production, and this so on goes on. Oscar Lange and Professor Pigou has prepared Say's law in terms of identity and equality. This is the aggregate demand. He has expressed the identity in this manner, and here the aggregate demand is equal to the aggregate supply. Aggregate demand will be equal to aggregate supply in all the situations, because people will either spend their income on the consumption or they may invest. So aggregate monetary income will be spent on consumption and investment. And here aggregate, this is the aggregate supply, this is the aggregate demand, and this indicates the aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand. In all the circumstances, aggregate money will be spent on consumption and investment of goods. Explanation of Say's law by Pigou, formed in the equality function. Say's law is also applicable under certain conditions. It will only apply wage rate in labor market and interest rate in money market. They are perfectly elastic. Here the aggregate demand is equal to the aggregate supply. According to Pigou, Say's law corresponds to full employment situation only. An economy may suffer partial disequilibrium, or there may be unemployment for short duration. But if unemployment persists, money wages will fall. And due to the fall of monetary wages of the labor, the employer will demand more labor. So, the full employment situation will be restored. N is the level of the employment. N is the level of the employment. Q is that part of the national income which is paid as the wages. QY means that part of the national income which is paid as the wages, that is constant. So the wage rate, W is the wage rate, indicates if this part is constant, the falling wage rate alone can increase the level of employment and achieve the full employment situation. Because this part is constant, if there is a fall in the wage rate, and it will make the situation of full employment. So what are the implications of the Say's law of market? General overproduction is impossible. Supply creates its own demand. So aggregate demand is always equal to aggregate supply. As the production increase, the income of the factor also increase, which automatically leads supply is always equal to demand. And general unemployment is impossible. If it is possible, it is only possible in short duration. If there is the unemployment, that is only for short duration, the money wages will fall and the employer will demand more wages. So the so the situation of full employment will be restored. And partial overproduction and partial unemployment is possible only in the short duration. And here, when we are using the unemployed resources, they will generate the income that they will demand, and so the supply will always equal to demand. And there is a automatic adjustment which I have already explained, adjustment through wage rate. When there is a unemployment, the wage rate will fall, the employer will demand the more labor, so there will be more employment and full employment situation will be there. Even if the price will fall, if the demand is less than the supply, the price will fall, the people will demand more at the low price, so demand will always equal to supply. Even if the saving is more, so the rate of interest will fall and the people will demand more investment, and supply is equal to investment. And there is equality between the saving and investment. Say held that to save is equal to spend. Whatever is saved is actually invested. There is a possibility of unlimited output and growth of capital, because aggregate demand is always equal to aggregate supply. Money is a whale that is only used for medium of exchange, not for hoarding, and government does not interfere. Say's law has been criticized. According to Keynes, general overproduction is possible. Aggregate demand depends upon consumption demand and investment demand. The income which is not consumed is saving. If that is not investment, if it is not invested, then it means aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. General unemployment is also possible. Wage cut is a double sword, because when the wages are reduced, so it will reduce the price of the commodity, also reduces the income of the labor, which in turn reduces the effective demand. And there is a lack of automatic adjustment. Government has to intervene. No equality between the saving and investment. It is not brought by the changes in the interest rate, but by the changes in the level of income. Money is not merely a medium of exchange, but money could also be hoarded. So trade cycle also affects. It does not offer any logical problem to the short run.